for racing. So there's a whole level of different characters in this business, and we cater to all of them.
Generally, are they nice, mean, snobby?
Well, the corporations are all business, and the personal individuals that are racing, the self-made people, are usually really nice to get along with. The people that have had money and do this for sport tend to be a little bit more to handle.
Yeah.
To put it nicely.
So, what would you have to say your favorite part about this job is?
Oh, it's the challenge.
Yeah.
It's never the same twice. There's so many variables in this business. Forget about the development time and the preparation time and getting to the track. Once you get to the track, weather conditions come into play, track surface, condition of the track, all the other competitors, the drivers themselves. I mean, it's everything changes on a frequent basis. So, despite all the electronics and everything we do, there's still a human element to this, and the challenge is there all the time. And there's a lot of good engine builders, teams in the United States that are really very well versed, and it's tougher. The more advanced we get, the closer everybody gets, and the harder it is to succeed.
What are the drawbacks of your profession?
Oh, the biggest drawback, especially years ago when I was traveling all the time, is the travel. At a point in my life in the late 70s and probably half the 80s, I would average 265 days a year in the hotel, and I had 3 million air miles with the airlines I was using. So it would be really tough on family life and kids. And, I'd be over in Germany or anywhere in Europe and fly over to Kennedy and then fly to Ohio. And I was sponsored by Firestone Tire and Rubber Company, and I would go to Ohio, do tire development for Firestone, and then go from there to the next racetrack. So the time, it's like any other sport. Time is extremely demanding, and
So there's a lot of late hours and stuff?
a lot of late hours, and racing is a 7-day business. You prepare during the week, and you arrive at the track usually Thursday. You're there till Sunday night, and so you have a 7-day week going, a lot of the time, and it's tough on not only myself, but it's tough on crew and anybody else involved. It's very, very time demanding. It has its has its highs and lows, but it's like anything else. I mean, if you look at any other type of professional sport, there's things that the normal person doesn't see, and that's what the cost is of doing it.
Were there any interesting people that you've met? Anybody?
I've met a lot of people. I worked with numerous musicians and celebrities, and some of them were great to work with, and some of them were a real pain. I worked with Paul Newman, Chevy Chase, Darrell Hall, John Oates, ZZ Top, James Garner, Steve McQueen. I worked with quite a few different people. Bruce Jenner, who was a sports guy. So there was a lot of them over the years, and it all depended on who they were. It's, some were okay, some weren't.
So how long would you say, like on average, does it take to fully assemble an engine?
If you're doing a rebuild, you're looking at about 70 hours to disassemble, inspect, machine, and reassemble the motor. If you're doing any kind of development work, the time almost quadruples. If we want to make a change in an engine, and obviously you have to make sure that it's going to perform, especially when we go out in public, So you make a change in the engine, you assemble the engine, you put the engine on a dynamometer and dyno the engine, and then we usually take it apart and inspect the modification, put it back together, dyno it again, and then put it in the car and go to the racetrack. So there's quite a bit of time in development and engineering and thought process to do it, and then to execute it and have it reliable is another thing, and that's quite timely to do, and you really have to do it. You just can't. One, you need to dyno it because you need to see if the change is good and it's made a difference in horsepower, or fuel economy, or friction, whatever you're trying to do. And second of all, you got to make sure you don't go to the track and have failures.
I'll run on to his question. Could you tell us a little bit about the motor right behind us in the car?
That's a twin turbo 2.1 liter motor we developed for a racing class in the United States. Most of the motor is handmade by us. The cylinders and heads are all CNC'd. The pistons are custom made. All the crankcase modifications are done by us. That's a 2.1 liter motor that produces 561 horsepower, and we run it for a length of time of 45 hours in between rebuilds, and it runs primarily at 8,800 RPM.